Well, today's video is a little different. I've got all the money I made off the Chevy truck. My buddy Mikey's here. We got the T on the trailer. I'm gonna go trade this and a pile of cash for 2 hot rods I don't need and don't have room for. So, see you when you get there. All right, well, it's pretty windy out here, but I'll show you what I got. Two Challengers. So now the plan is, this one's pretty beat, as you can tell, but it's got a full interior, console, door panels, headliners, seats, the dash, everything, but it's she's a little rusty, as you can see, which is unfortunate because it's a pretty nice car. The car beside it is a later year. It's a 73 or 4 race car, so it's in quite a bit better shape, but it's an ugly year, and it's a race car. Oh, look at that little dead mouse right in there. Yikes. But yeah, so we're trading the T and a pile of cash, and I'm gonna get a couple of ratty Challengers you guys get to see me work on. So this is the hot rod. So it's a big block, all the pieces are there supposedly, but it's a later model, so it's kind of ugly, bumpers and all that stuff, but the interior's nice, the doors are solid. It's a little bit of rocker repair, but you can see there's nothing all around it. There's an old bracket car, but the floors are solid and they're original, like they're not hacked up. It just has some kind of aluminum in a few spots. The guy told me it ran high 10s when it ran 20 years ago, and then Mike said in the 8th, because he's an asshole. But it should be able to be kind of taken all apart and make kind of 1 out of 2 is the plan. I looked under it, the torque boxes are all good and stuff like that. Had the big rear end, so it should be a cool door close. But again, I mean, everything's pinned down, stuff like that, so it needs to kind of all get swapped over. It's solid, had a little bit of an accident there, so it needs a skin or something. But it's a solid car, hopefully. Anyways, once I get under it and I figure out what you Dodge guys are all obsessed about, I might hate it, but for now it's good. So we're gonna get it loaded. We got a tow truck coming for the other one. He's counting my life savings in the office right now, do some paperwork, and we'll be on the road. This one's coming home. Well, we're gonna suck her up. This one's pretty rotten, so hopefully she doesn't fold in half. I'm confident. This is my new buddy Decatur Wreck-It. So if you're local, Manitoba, I don't know how far he goes. Man, he was on time, good dude. He's got long hair, so you know he's good, right? So we'll suck this thing up. We'll hit the highway. This one's going in storage. Race car's coming home with me. All right, we're at our storage spot. I actually share it with Mike. This is his half. My half's better, but whatever. We're just gonna unload this thing, take this one home. Man, I'm stoked to work on this. That's windy out here. Look at this thing. Old school race car junk. Motorcycle tires on the front, that's how you know it's good. Yeah, I'll get this thing off. Prepare yourselves, because this is coming off and the 56 is going on, because I don't have any room at home and I'm waiting on floor pans. I'm endlessly waiting on parts, endlessly, never ends. But when I get the floor pans in, we'll switch stuff around. This one I should be able to make run dry pretty easy because it's so complete, and then 56 will be back. We'll dump this thing off and you'll probably see it at my house next. All right, we made her home. 57's out. Man, it's trashed in here. I probably should have thought this out a little bit better. But hopefully we should be able to winch this thing off. So we'll toss it up on the tripod. There it is. And we'll get this thing in. Then we'll load the 56 up, and then I'll be back to work on this. All right, race car in. It's hot. We moved the trailer. We're gonna put the 56 on that trailer. We're gonna go dump it in storage, and then I'll be back to give you a little more of a rundown on this thing while we're in the garage. It's not so windy. What do you think? All right. Alright, it's been a long day. Dumped the other one out in storage. 56 went to my buddy Mike's. Man, moving cars around like crazy. But Challenger. So I'm pretty stoked on this thing. So I didn't give a rundown when we were in the storage place there, but this is what she is. So it's a 440. The carburetor, headers, distributor, all that stuff I have. Well, I'm supposed to have, it's in the other car or whatever it is, but I'll get that. This thing's just spattered with old school cool hot rod stuff. But this has a fuel line, this thing. It's like 1/2 inch. A little cool can. If you know what that is, leave a comment. But big coil, MSD, you know, a whole thing. Big radiator, big tranny cooler, all sorts of stuff. So apparently, I talked to a couple of guys. This was a race car, obviously, in like the 80s. And apparently it was like a high 10, low 11 second car. I don't know, see what happens. I mean, it looks all ratty with the flat tires and stuff like that, but it's just cool old school decals. Just love that stuff, right? Anyways, so it was a race car in the 80s, and then the guy lost interest, put it in a barn. Well, the barn collapsed and kind of mangled up the car. So I mean, it's been, you know, it's been sitting, but I mean, that's whatever. It's had quarters put on, which is kind of cool, brazed on, but unfortunately it smashed this side, right? I assume that's what the barn damage was. Priced out quarters. You can get the skin for like $300, so I'm hoping I can straighten some of that out. You know, vinyl roof always kind of scares me a little bit, so there's definitely a little bit of rot in there, but I'm hoping to just kind of leave it as is. Oh, there's a big dent in the roof too. But anyway, so it sat in the barn till it collapsed. Then the guy I got it from bought it, and it sat in that storage shed, for storage lot I should say, for like 10, 12, 15 years, something like that. So it hasn't run since, well, I'm gonna assume the mid 80s or something like that. The nice thing though, it's not too chopped up. So inside, I think I showed you guys already, the dash and all that's kind of gone, which is unfortunate, but the floors are all still factory, just has some aluminum stuff, I guess to lighten it up or whatever. But the other car has everything to turn it back to a real car. It still has the VIN number, it has a title, so all that is handy. It's not a full-blown race car, it's just kind of like a bracket car type thing. I can take the deck lid off, I guess. I gotta set the camera down, but I don't know, just cool old 80s race car. I'm stoked on it, I gotta say. I'm new to Dodge stuff, so hopefully you guys like it. Because cost me a few dollars. These Dodges, people really pay up. So just do the walk around this video, kind of give it a few things. I don't even know, I gotta learn a pile about these things, but I said I'm still waiting on parts on the old 57. Oh, if you're new here, if you're here for the Dodge video, this fine 57 Chevy, I'm giving it away at 57,000 subscribers. So we're on our way. Subscribe to the channel. You're a Dodge guy, might want a Chevy, right? Maybe I'll convert you. It won't happen, I know. But yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna wheel this thing out front in the old driveway, pressure wash it, clean it all up, get the rat turds out of it, all those sort of things. I don't know. I mean, it had a hood scoop, so I basically had to buy it, to be honest. But if any of you guys are local and you see this car or have seen this car race, let me know. I'd like to know more about it. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's a local car doing its thing, all deckled up. Let me know what you think I should do with it. I mean, it's got some decals all kind of coming off. Got the racer's name at some point, but that door shut. I like the old stickers, stuff like that. So quarters need a little bit of love. That one's hammered. The sills were a little meh, so I need to do a little bit of work in there, but otherwise it's a solid car. I don't know much about Dodgers, but I know the torsion bars are important. They were solid. The rear end, the leafs have been moved inward, so I guess the frame was cut out and they were kind of mounted in there. I don't know, looked like a decent job. What I saw on Google, that's what people did. And yeah, I don't know. But I'll get this deck lid off. We'll kind of show in there. Maybe I'll get in and make race car noises. We'll end it for the day because a long day for me. All right, deck lid's off. So I mean, this was, everything was stripped out, so that's where the factory or the other deck lid and all that, the parts probably good. This thing's cool. Actually, a giant tack, cable driven, I guess. That's what it must be, eh? But the guys got it. I still got to go back and get a few more parts. Oh yeah, look at that. Well, it's just sitting there, but it must connect to the motor somehow. But the trunk floor was, I'm gonna use the word meh. Check out these ginormous headers. Like, I don't know, I guess I gotta put that together somehow. I guess next to the drums. Pads. So the floor, unfortunately, I mean, I'm thinking because it was just pinned down, it probably let a fair bit of water in here. So I kind of, when I was looking at it, scraped it around with my Leatherman, and I didn't have any real holes go through it, but it's full of rat turds and stuff. So tomorrow, like I said, we'll be vacuuming all that out. Kind of take a look at it. These Dodgers are so weird. The car's so kind of long, but like, what a shallow trunk. I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, I dig it, I really do. I think this thing's pretty wicked. So hopefully you Dodge, guys. Everyone's telling me to get a Dodge. And I was looking around, I thought, if I'm gonna get a Dodge, I better get a good one, right? So that's what I decided to do. I don't know anything about these things, like literally not one thing. So I'll be learning as I go. So that's where I'll need you guys to kind of tell me if there's any tips or tricks or secrets or what I should look for or places I should get parts from. I don't know. At the end of the day, I sold that C10. Whatever money I made off that went into this and the other car. I'm hoping I can flip that parts car. I don't know what a parts car is worth. It looked pretty crusty underneath. The front frame I saw was kind of on the one side was pretty holdy, but I knew they do sell replacement pans or replacement rails and stuff like that, but not a fortune. So I don't know what's a parts car worth once I've taken all the good parts off. But I mean, 440, big tranny, big rear end, race car. They ran 10s or 11s with a VIN number now. It's worth money, right? And you guys know me, I love stuff that was built in the 70s and 80s and forgotten about. So I'm hoping I can kind of keep this thing looking the way it looks. Not a big fan of center lines on this style of car. I'm a big fan of steel wheels with dog dish hubcaps. Call me crazy, but that's what I like. The cage, I'm not too sure. I don't fit in this thing very well. Maybe I'll put a little clip in, but I'll probably cut some of that out, put a second seat in, do all those sort of things. But solid, the doors closed decent, which I know on these things was a nightmare. They tend to sag and all that. So, but yeah. Anyways, that's it for this video. Kind of all over the place, I know. Hopefully you're excited about it just like I am. And we'll start actually digging into this thing. So we'll probably be splitting between this and the 57 for a little bit. The 56 went away because I'm waiting on that floor pan still. Once that comes back, it'll be in here. We'll get the floor pan in there, put the motor and trans in, all those sort of things. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. You could win this 57 Chevy. All you gotta do is be subscribed. No gimmicks, no nothing. Don't gotta buy anything. 57,000 K. We're giving it away. It's gonna have all sorts of cool parts. It's gonna have EFI, new interior, aluminum radiator, fancy Krager wheels, the whole deal. That's it for me today. See you guys in the next video. And this is where I'm gonna put in me struggling getting into the car. So don't laugh too hard.
All right, get out.
Before I try, pretty sure the man who owned this before was shorter than I am.
Well, getting out was much better than getting in.
Getting in was bad.
You should show them. Get in again.
Well, no, now I know how to do it.
Oh, yeah? How do you do it? Let's see.
The problem is the seat's too
Let's
close.
see how fast you can get into your race car.
I don't remember how I got in before.
We got time. You okay? Ready, set, go.
How did I do it before?
I like the leg pull up.
Well, whatever, man. I feel like I'm fighting it, Chris Farley.
Go back to when you were making the noises. That was good.
I like this thing.
It's cool.
You guys better too, because I'm broke.
Yeah.
Please watch the video.
Please watch the video. Please buy merch.
I like.
If our internet cuts out during the live stream, you know why.
Oh man, those door bars are terrible.
Worth it.
Dodge.